Welcome back to Bronze League Heroes. Let me introduce our very first hero in this match on Dragon Scales. The creative Protoss player. We don't know what buildings those are, but trust me, there is only one so far. It's Spacesnail. On the other side with the blue SCVs. And that seems to be about it as well. We have, and this is true, Nohbodhi. Yes, in this, oh, well. Yeah, and the games begin! That's a quad gate opener up against 2 Rex Marine. As these players have decided that building in your base is a sign of weakness and have decided on the classic 2 Rex Marine into command center macro play up against a bit of a more committed quad gate attack. I like how he's jammed the gates so far up against the pylon. It's very unlikely that the zealots will pop out accidentally on that inner circle there. I don't think there's any space for them to do so, but I'm just putting that possibility out there, starting the intrigue. So, zealots, does he know where his opponent's base is? That's always a good question. We're gonna start bunker rushing. No, this is more of a exploratory bunker contain, as opposed to bunker rushing. Rushing is for those who haven't studied 300 hours of Beyond before ever playing a ladder game. Okay, this is Beyond's artisanal bunker timing. The ABT, of course. Meanwhile, zealots. Spacesnail, he might not be the fastest in the world, but he's also... The zealots are coming up the ramp, and we'll see. Nobody sees him, but nothing back at home to deal with it. What will he do? He's going to have 2 command centers, both of which can fly, demonstrated here. We're just going to leave. I have a feeling that Nohbodhi is well-versed in escaping from his own main, based on his strategy so far. The SCVs, some of them will be pulled away. Is he mineral walking? No, the zealots will be able to snap up some of them on the way out. Slicing through, no, getting caught on the side lanes. But Nohbodhi has just, we're gone. It's gone. The main base? What base? Meanwhile, Marines are gonna step up the ramp as we continue the aggression on the other side of the map. SCVs went both directions. There is a potential for mules. He did build an orbital. Marine micro. There's technically he could recall, but he would have to recall in order to recall, so that is the prevailing issue. Stutter step, almost perfect. The probe's chasing, continue stutter stepping back. The probe count, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that one probe is on the other side of the map, thankfully, here for Spacesnail, though he does have enough for another Nexus. He managed to bank up... Yeah, that's totally where we're going with this. I can't tell if I'm watching Beyond versus Hero or Nohbodhi versus Spacesnail, and I'm not sure which one's higher level at this point. As, Spacesnail gonna consult the strategy guide for a moment, but he found the ranks. He knows Marines don't come from trees. Okay. There are other methods, so... And also, I don't think there are any trees here, so we could have just ruled out that possibility entirely. Meanwhile, though, go into the action cam, the Nohbodhi action cam. That's not disparaging, it's his name. One of the SCVs, he's focusing down that pylon. Okay, the zealots are coming. That's a lot of zealots, but we're microing back. Yes, we are on the camera. Okay, some of the zealots. You don't really need that many zealots. Great micro. He's abandoned the Marines. He's going to land the barracks in a location his opponent will never expect, which is exactly the same spot it was before. The Marine on the run. It's got so many sick followers, though maybe these are not the followers you wanted. I mean, a follower's a follower, right? So, retweet, please. Please follow me. It looks like he's going to act... Well, he scouted it with the barracks as well. Did you know Marines are about exactly the same speed as zealots without charge? Well, now you do. The more you know, the more you can like and subscribe. We took this long because the action has been so heated. But for more fun StarCraft facts, no, Fear Dragon, eat your heart out. We just learned so much here today, and there's always more to learn. which we will determine at a later point, as the supply depots will be sliced to pieces. An engineering bay, clearly the choice here, which is very good for walling off. He's gonna... Okay, we got a bunker. He's really adamant about the bunker contain, though I'm not... He's approximately the same distance away from his opponent's nexus as he was with the first bunker. So, here we are. The Marine on the run, trying to micro back. It's gonna... No, well... Yeah, those bunkers are a bit optimistic. The SCVs get sliced up as the Zealots... more than enough. No cancel there. Splits the Zealots. Sick micro here from Spacesnail. SCVs... The boys are pulled into the fight. Remember, Spacesnail only had one probe, which is not very many. And now he's... Well, oh, no, it wasn't an A move. He's right-clicking, which is one of the options for killing probes, though. There is no real scenario where 3 probes should counter 5 SCVs, but probes are very intimidating creatures, as you see here. So Nohbodhi thrown back his 6 SCV timing attack. Not quite enough to break through. I'm not sure why we have a production tab. Looks like nobody wants a planetary fortress. Thankfully, Spacesnail realizes that going up a ramp is very scary, and this Zealot has vertigo, so doesn't go up the ramp to find where those SCVs ended up, because that would be very uncomfortable. Meanwhile, 11 Zealots, 17 SCVs, just has SCVs. That's it. This is the kitty version of Cure versus Estrella from not long ago on the same map. Maybe they're inspired by those two of the people's players here. Ah, yes, a third command center. A very realistic chance of going for the bingo strategy here. Getting all 4 corners, but the Zealots found the base again. The mules, yes, they may be dropping. A planetary is finally on the way. An SCV is scouting, which is, it's important to be diligent about it. 1/8 of the economy in probes is chasing said SCV. The Zealots will shepherd the command center, saying very mean things psionically, which they can't really hear, but they're thinking it incredibly loudly, in all caps. Oh, do you fly because that's what your parents did when you were... Okay, no, Spacesnail, that's enough. That's just not very nice. Not that being nice is necessarily the main objective of playing Star... Okay, it looks like a Zealot found this command center, so we're just going to re-expand. Somehow the SCV escaped. The planetary is scouted. The SCV escaped to build another command center. There's still a barracks in the back corner. The supplies are... Spacesnail's back up to almost as many probes as he started with, whereas Nohbodhi is surpassing that count, and we're only 9 minutes in, so pretty much macro gods here, as both of them have scrambled throughout the map. Well, okay, so the Zealots heading back up that uncomfortable ramp. It's still just 4 gates. He's only built Zealots the whole game. It looks like he's going to try to micro here. Yep, that's still a planetary. Waiting for everyone to get here. I mean, there's not that many SCVs. I'm actually not sure, even if the SCVs repair. Is that enough Zealot? He's getting high-sec auto-tracking, which is going to be the first upgrade in the game if it completes. Big if right now, but the Zealots are staring down the... You ranked? Spacesnail throws in. Wow. Definitely a curveball. Silver, says Nohbodhi. So not even bronze, these players, though. Bronze is an idea. Bronze League Heroes, as you know, is more about the essence of a Bronze League Hero. But I'm not stupid. Oh! Oh my god, he's throwing more shade than Adepts, especially since Spacesnail has probably never used them. He hits him right back there. Spacesnail crafting his response, we can tell, because that the WPM does not register on the APM count. I'm waiting for it. He's got it all typed in. Maybe some good punctuation. I'm not expecting punctuation. He's still typing. All right. I'm not... There is a character limit. Oh, he's back. So, not even a comment here. Building armor on the way. Spacesnail. Yeah, high-sec auto-tracking is complete. Building armor will be the second choice, as Nohbodhi is walling off. And thankfully, this bunker doesn't keep him from mining the gas, because he has the other command center for that. A genius move. Unfortunately, the planetary can turn around, making it difficult to sneak up on it, especially when it has high-sec auto-tracking. So they'll take out their anger on the rocks here. Meanwhile, okay, so Nohbodhi will expand to Spacesnail's main. Spacesnail will expand to the bottom left corner. Nohbodhi has established the 9 o'clock position, and he's also got about 10 Marines out here. But there's still a dozen Zealots on the map. So, that is more than enough to deal... All right, we're going to get that bunker. So, the bunkers were the right idea. He's determined from the very start. And now, with the Neo-Steel armor, they'll be even better. And that's what we're working on now. The Cyber Core, the 12-minute Cyber Core timing, is finally completed. And here, a Stargate, which surely is for Phoenixes and Micro. It appears that Spacesnail, maybe not a huge fan of the Patrol Command, because that doesn't raise your APM nearly as much as shift-clicking and A-click. So, they will begin their journey. Oh, so much APM. He's nailing. He's just continually adding on to the A-click. Stargate number 2 and 3, I might add. Wait, no, not 3. That is certainly things you could. You know, if he didn't have to type, but he could just say it out loud, then it would somehow be better. But I have 4 bases, by the way. Not technically a lie. Not technically a lie. But it is definitely a lie in spirit. He has, at best, 1.5. But very technically 4 bases. I'll give him that. So here we are. Armory on the way. And they're now scouting via the chat box, which is probably the most realistic endgame. The Void Ray gonna try to sneak up. Unfortunately, there is a turret. There's actually several turrets. But will they be enough to deal? The Void Ray standing there menacingly. The turret, though, has high-sec auto-tracking, tries to outmaneuver it. Oh, Micro. Not quite in range. And guess what? Oh, lights up the Void Ray. Down goes the tank. Oh, he's... Okay, all right. There, here we go again. Locks onto that factory. And +1 infantry weapons on the way, but... We do have a Twilight. I think with this many Zealots, he's been... so he's going to try to outflank the Void Ray with the turrets, which is certainly optimistic. A lot of Micro here from Spacesnail. Surprisingly agile for someone named Snail. But it does look like at least one of these turrets may complete, and that might be enough to drive the Void Ray back. Indeed it is. A well-founded counter. The TPM skyrockets and the skyrockets are enough. Void Ray charge lot. The Star Charge. He's even invented Warp Gate technology. And is gonna throw some Stalkers on. Though not all of them at a super pylon. Not that it particularly matters. One of the SCVs is heading up for this base to build a new command center, which is optimistic. as there is a nexus well established in said location. The turret count is now at 12. The star charge lots, wait, no, just well, they don't have charge. And there's only a couple void rays, but the idea, 4 void rays now. The SCV transfer, is that a, oh wait. He's gonna salvage the bunker to let the SCVs in, which is one of the most complicated ways of solving this walled off problem I think he could have come up with, but here we are. Spacesnail continues rallying his probes because you don't want to go over the count, because then it turns red, which is bad. Don't let any sort of nerds like Winter tell you that you can actually go up to 50% over and into the red and you still get more mining than you would at like long distance mining. So it's perfectly fine to go up to like 20 probes, because then it turns red and that's bad. Oh, but he found a target. Spacesnail. That's 2 bunkers, but it could have been 3. But for the poor architectural planning. But with charge here, not that that's going to factor in too much. Gets one of the command centers canceled immediately. The void race. Spacesnail looking for an opportunity. Is there stim? There is no stim. There is combat shield. The Marines. Okay, he's lighting up. He's not repairing the command center. Here comes the Marine. Wait, no, there isn't combat shield. I lied. He's trying to kill the command center. Oh, no, he doesn't get it. And the Marines are easily going to walk up and bring down those void rays. And, well, that's a bit of a disaster for Spacesnail, as unfortunately doesn't get the command center and ends up losing every single one of the void rays. All right, and now he said, you know what the real issue was? I didn't have enough void rays. So, away we go. We're gonna slap a robo or 2, or 3. As, remember, nobody started in the bottom right. There's a siege tank here, but, yes, a bit optimistic. A lot of optimism, I will say. I'll say it repeatedly, because apparently I can't come up with a new word. But the siege tank is taken down before it can fulfill its life's purpose of murder. Scouting pylon. Another command center. The APMs, well over 1 per second. Though Nohbodhi consulting a strategy guide for a moment there. There is a bit of money in the bank, but that is irrelevant to the current unit compositions. Depots increasing, and nobody, to his credit, has managed to get over 100 supply all by himself. A Robo Bay for his triple Robo. The entire tech tree is growing from the middle of the map outwards. As Spacesnail explores the possibilities, Nohbodhi still sticking with his marine tank, though we do have, eventually, a fusion. Okay, that's a bit down the... That's after we build another starport, and then we queue up the future. Well, we'll get there. Sometime in the future. Sometime next week on Bronze League Heroes. Fusion! Thankfully he didn't... So he pulled the probes off rather than going into the red. A very diligent Protoss. Spacesnail might not have much APM, but he doesn't want the probe taxman coming for him. So, once again, just an aside, you can go up to... No, we're not here for that. This isn't angry coach. This isn't coaching at all. This is an appreciation. An appreciation of the beauty and the creativity that you find from players who actually do play StarCraft and don't just make mildly clever comments, if that. Okay. Extended thermal lance. Disruptors. Not related. Because you gotta have your danger balls and your extended thermal lance, which are very important for putting a lot of high energy into your opponent. Maximizing that damage. Maybe splashing it across the entire army. That is the key to the early robot. Did he wall off the Ruptor, or is it just not motivated? Okay. Fusion cores on the way. There has been surprisingly little exchange. Maybe not surprising, but the Disruptor is going to try to assault the high ground. Not particularly great. Siege tank's a bit much. I'm excited to see these Ruptors. I mean, I see them right now. We'll see them used. It'll be interesting. A fleet beacon. Ah, yes. If you had to throw darts at a board to figure out... the scans. The scan volley. He unleashes the orbital commands onto them. And he scouts, well, everything. Oh. In response, a single zealot will boldly go where some zealots have gone before. The turret count is at 20. Are there battle cruisers? No, he's getting Vikings. SCVs, only a few SCVs qualified for construction. As, I'm starting to become more and more convinced that Disruptor's walled in. A battle cruiser is on the way. Couple Tempests, though. I'm not sure if that's intentional or he's just pressing all the buttons, but at some point, well, it could take a while. Remember that Spacesnail was down to 1 probe at one point. So it's been a journey here. Quite a fusion. We got some Yamato cannon on the way. But it does look like Spacesnail with his no upgrades, but super Protoss Deathball attack timing. Well, here we go. He's gonna go up what was once known as his ramp. The Disruptors are also here. The turrets are very effective against most of this, but the Disruptor shot, he leads it! Oh, the Disruptors definitely did something. Unfortunately, turrets and siege tanks. Yeah, the turrets and the well, here comes some Tempest, by the way. Tempest, not great. It's not, well, that could have gone, that was not ideal here for Mr. Snail. Looks like all he's got left is salt. And that is not healthy for snails. Is it snails or slugs? Probably both, right? That you pour the salt on them. The Vikings just fly over the entire base here, but they'll find enough. Also, a medevac along for the ride, because why not? Oh, there was an SCV here. The SCV was calling for backup for the last 15 minutes. And finally gets that... Finally, backup arrives. Will it be left behind, though? The Vikings? These are +1 arm... Nope. Well, the SCV will die. Yeah, well... Unfortunate, but not unexpected. Carriers on the way. Almost looking like a semi-normal build if you forget how the game started and where the starting positions were. As Spacesnail, well, at least for the Terran. Nobody not confident in moving down his new ramp. Which, fair. He's already won a fight on that ramp, so might as well, like, let it ride. Recall.
Hello there.
The Disruptor is no longer walled! I assume it was that Disruptor. Genius. Got it out. Definitely the only method he could have used. Alright, gonna try. Yep, there's still some siege tanks and turrets up there, but here comes Nobody's army. A couple battle cruisers. Just +1 ground attack right now for Spacesnail. The Zealot's gonna file through the Stargates. There's that one hero Ruptor. He fires a shot. Good hit. The battle cruisers take their sweet time jumping in. But I think that's far too much Terran here. Vikings on deck. And despite the trials and tribulations of this match, oh no, GG! Nohbodhi holds it down. Nohbodhi who, at first provocation, lifted his command center to the corner. Off the proxy Rex. Wow. Well, it's not like I seriously doubt that was his first time. Spacesnail, unfortunately shut down and unable to reboot in time. Well, what do you think? Who was the real hero here today? Who was your favorite? Who should be on next week's episode? And will you check out this amazing video that Jimmy picked out for you? Thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time for Bronze League Heroes. Stay tuned.